Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make.
Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap with a certainty, I have a sense of urgency. A message for eternity, for everyone internally. I had some people burning me, but now they fucking learn to see I ain't the one to fuck with. Now they looking nervously, and I don't really care what you think of me respectfully. You can kick rocks if you think you're fucking better, see. I will outwork you, turn you to an enemy. Hurt you so bad that you're gonna need some therapy. I got the motherfucking recipe. I've been cooking up hits, I'ma leave a legacy. You'll be looking small when you're standing right next to me. I'm 5'10", bitch, but I'm 10 feet next to me.
I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
Music and arrangement. You don't know shit, shut your mouth, you can save it. I'm the same dude that got his come up from the basement. 100 songs, 100 weeks, didn't change it. Experiments, development, intelligence, and patience. I'll do it all again, cause I never feel complacent. Let's keep the good vibes, positivity's contagious. I'm never looking back, cause I made a life that's passionate. A college graduate suppressing all his talents, yeah. He found a way to go and change, become an advocate. For taking control of your life, go out and battle. And you think you have a dream, then act on it. Get after it, get out your head and fucking capture it. You got one life to master it. Don't give up on your future. We all start losers. We're all late bloomers. Gotta struggle through the sewer.
What you say? Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
There we go. See how that works. How's everyone? Thank you guys for showing up. I really appreciate this. I don't know if we should do the current events that's happening right now, or we should go right to this. This is my first go because yesterday I was on it, and this one's a little complicated, only because this is me on my own. This is a first for me, and according to everyone else, this is me rebranding something, but I don't know. This story kind of stuck out to me, and not very many people are talking about it besides a few people like JLR, a couple of psychics. She's done interviews. The wife has. David, let me pronounce the name right. Schultz. David Schultz. I feel bad for not even probably pronouncing the last name, but he is a trucker. He has 2 boys biologically, and then he has 2 other stepchildren and a wife that evidently misses him a lot. You haven't heard this one in it. I know. Well, it's an interesting. David's a truck driver, just like Jeremy, and he was wanting to. Out of all things of this story that caught my attention, he was transporting baby pigs. Out of all things. So I am going to bring this up. I'll probably end up. Let me find the right article here. Yeah, he was transporting baby pigs. Yes. It's a very odd story. He went missing on November. He was reported missing on November 21st. The times are weird. He just went poof. It is the strangest thing ever. So, oh, hold on. Oh no, go back. No. Oh my goodness. This thing does not want to. Okay. I'll just do it that way. All right. It's not exactly what I wanted. Hold on. He's been missing for 42 days. Okay, my stuff is so. There we go, man. I don't know what is up right now, but this is just nuts. Oh my goodness. There we go. Finally. Trying to get these to work for me. Okay. Hey, Jenny. Welcome to the crazy of everything. I'm going to go over here. Right now, there is a $2,000 reward for him. And from what I gather from the wife, she is asking more people about donating to raise it up more. I guess she's reached out to the FBI, but I want to play this so you guys can get an idea what we're going to be talking about. I'm pretty sure you guys probably can't hear that, can you? Oh my gosh, did it? Okay, hold on. I know you guys can't hear it. Because that's my look. I don't want to share my entire screen. Why is it not? What is going on? Okay. All right. There we go. There we go. As I'm making new mistakes. Yay me. Okay. So let's try this again.
Has been missing for 2 weeks, and officials and volunteers have no clues pointing to where he went. Now the family's pleading for anyone who knows anything to please come forward. KCCI's Bo Bowman talked to his wife, who is desperate for answers.
It's been more than 2 weeks since David Schultz has returned to his home.
So I did get that right. David Schultz. David Schultz. Okay. Like I said, I'm very good at pretty horrible at pronouncing. So I did get that right. Oh, David Schultz. Okay. I wanted to make sure this was on. There you go. Oh my goodness. Hold on. All right, I wanted to make sure my volume was working.
Home here in Wall Lake, and while thousands and thousands of acres have been searched with no luck, his family still isn't giving up hope. The Schultz family home is full of pictures of their father and husband, David.
Exhaust pipes and the visor.
and the drawings his son made depicting the semi-truck investigators found parked in the middle of the highway with his phone and wallet inside. No
Okay, now remember that phone, wallet was left inside.
answers as to what could have happened.
You try to figure it out and it makes you crazy because there's no answer that makes sense.
For Schultz's wife, Sarah, not knowing is what's hardest.
It's worse than death because I look out the window and I just feel like he should be coming home.
It's hunting season.
For the last 2 weeks, the United Cajun Navy and dozens of volunteers have searched more than 100,000 acres looking for the 53-year-old to no avail.
They've kind of switched gears now. They've searched over 100,000 acres and kind of getting to believe that he's not in the area.
Sarah Schultz says the United Cajun Navy is now working to put together a reward with the Sac County Sheriff, and details are still being worked out. She says she can't believe the amount of people who have reached out with prayers and donations.
Now, I'll go over here. Where is my... Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Okay. He went missing. This is very weird. Okay, he got into his truck, came home. He was working all day and decided to do another run. He came home, took a shower, according to his wife, changed, said goodbye to his kids, said goodbye, and he left. He was over picking up his load, which are baby pigs, a whole load of baby pigs. And so you can imagine, it's not something that you can't miss. It says investigators learned that David had picked up his load but had been late to arrive, and he was the last truck loaded. And he left about 10:50 p.m. The next one is obtained video footage of David at 11:15 p.m. on November 21st, 2023 at MM 126 truck stop east of Fort Dodge on Highway 20. 16 minutes before leaving the truck stop, he had been seen on dot camera on the Highway 20 west of MM 126 truck stop heading west. This is the last time David was seen. So between 16 minutes after him leaving the truck stop. The cell phone data also shows investigators David travels across highway to intersection 20 and Highway 71. My phone was vibrating. There was not the usual unvisible video from dot camera at Highway 4 and Highway 20. There is no video of David stopping at the trucks. There's no video of David stopping at the truck stop at Highway 4. Cell phone shows David phone arrived on Highway 20 and 71 at 11:18 a.m. The data shows the phone traveling north to where the truck was found. Data suggests the truck may have been there since 12:40 a.m. north on November 21st, 2003. Now, when we say they found his truck was in the middle of the intersection, turned off with his wallet and phone inside. His truck or his jacket was outside. According to the wife, it was more in a ditch. And then nothing. The one that got me was the fact that he turned his truck off. Dealers are moving dope via trucks, animal haulers. Seen them mention these. You know, that's from reports that I've seen, because it's brought on some controversy that the place that he was working for was pretty shady. But that's just from reading up on it. And the weird thing that I got was that they didn't know he went missing, but they didn't find his truck until 3 p.m. in the afternoon. still in the middle of the intersection, turned off. Not one cop, not one medical person drove by it. I know it's a long stretch of a highway, especially, and this took place in Iowa, Sauk County, Iowa, out there on Highway 20. They also, from why so long is someone, yeah, why didn't anyone see it? That's exactly why I'm curious. And the biggest thing that I've heard so far, they didn't take fingerprints of inside the truck. There have been many busts out. Yeah, out there, and I would believe it. People are suggesting maybe he just walked away. I don't know. It just seems to. It just seems a little weird. And I guess his wife said, and I asked Jeremy about this. His wife said that David normally carries cash, and I was like, doesn't he? Says a lot of truckers carry cash on them due to the fact that you never know where you're going to be, and you don't know if they're going to have ATMs. And he had about $2,000 to $3,000 in his wallet. Yeah. What was he transporting for slaughter, or like he was? I believe it was a slaughter. From what I've seen, that they took DNA of the pigs. I do know there was DNA taken, but I don't understand why they didn't take fingerprints while inside the truck. Let's see. On November 21st, 2023, at 2:23 p.m., Sarah, the wife, after learning that her husband David had not dropped off the load of pigs. Oh, it was a hog buying station. Sorry. It was Wickman's hog buying station in Sauk City. I scheduled the day called. The Lakeview police reported her husband missing and was unable to make contact with him by phone. He left his home around 7 p.m. that evening, like I said, and at 3:04 p.m. reported a road employee reported to the sheriff's office that there was a semi-tractor trailer parked on the driveway portion of the road. So he was in the middle of the road, the intersection of D10 and 190th Street North, 104th Union Avenue. It was reported that the semi had been sitting there since early morning. You see his driver's license. We would also learn that there was nothing missing out of his wallet. So all that money, everything was still there, I'm sure. Let's see. On this one, again, investigators obtained the footage of David, 11:15 p.m., truck stop at Fort Dodge on Highway 20. There, 16 minutes before the truck stop, he is then seen on a dot camera. Yep. Hey, Sonny. Nice of you to join us. There's been also a lot of speculation about the wife too, but I believe she's not even part of it. She had mentioned on JLR's panel that the guy that owns, because he rents his trailer. He owns his truck, but he rents the trailer. He parks his truck somewhere else, not at home. the guy that owned the trailer is the one that he was doing the hauls for, came to the wife's and let him know that he was missing. So she had no idea that her husband's been missing and he was gone the night before. Which I thought was a little odd. Maybe I just keep track of. Your husband, here just at the moment to text while not driving. Well, please don't text and drive. It is a very weird case. I'll bring this up. And it even gets weirder because bring up this next one. I want you guys to hear this and tell me what you guys think. So David had some issues back from what I read. He wasn't always cooperating with the law. He did things his way. And he's actually the guy that's missing. He actually helped out when that area got hit with the tornado. I guess he came to rescue with his semi. And so it's not the first time he's been in the news. Which I'm still trying to find that footage. I'm going to bring this up. I'm going to play this on what the sheriff had said about this case. Because I find this a little weird.
Most are, I won't say it. Most are things that we've already done or thought of. You know, it's and I don't mean this disparaging or to sound critical, but we're getting a whole bunch of keyboard detectives and a whole bunch of Perry Masons out here that are like, well, did you check this? Well, this isn't day one of this, you know what I mean? So there's just a lot of that stuff. What we're trying to do is prioritize them, and things that we know we can already dispute go into one pile, things that are just absolutely ludicrous and absurd, you know, going into another, and then the ones we think are valuable.
Do you have to vet like every single tip that comes in, or
they get vetted? Yes.
Okay. Have you ruled anything out? Do you suspect foul play?
We haven't ruled anything out. Yeah. So.
Did you guys do like a forensic search of the semi truck?
Forensic?
Yeah, he really did. He really did just call the keyboard detectives.
We've done search warrants and we've taken items out there for forensic examination.
Okay.
Have you dusted for fingerprints?
No.
Stuff like that?
No. That works really good on TV.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
That really works really good on TV. So they didn't fingerprint the last person that touched his keys or sat in his seat or touched the handle. I mean, I get that other people opened it, which you know you can take fingerprints, but is he serious? Semis have to be cleaned out. And if this was David's truck, no, they did not do it. According, she has the truck back. And then I believe they towed it back from recently. They just towed it again. So
honestly, you know, in 36 years, I made one case on fingerprints.
Really?
One.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
The problem is every time you touch something, depending on the type of surface, whether it's a porous surface, a smooth surface, or whatever, they smudge. And then if you have multiple touches on it, then, you know, then they just smudge even more, and you get print on top of print, and, you know, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, the truck was found. It wasn't running when it was found. Are you able to talk about whether the door was open or closed?
I don't know whether it was open or closed.
Okay, and it didn't have any like lights on or hazard lights.
My understanding was the truck was off and that the lights were off as well.
Okay. Now, we were told that a jacket was found in a ditch on like the opposite side of the road.
That is correct.
Okay. Okay. Was there any other items that you guys found that you're able to talk about?
Well, there was a towel and a cell phone charger and a pocket knife with the code.
Okay.
So
In the pockets or next to it?
next to it.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I mean,
Okay. And now you guys had a canine there that
mhm.
was it able to track?
It tracked to a field drive, and that was it. That wasn't a very long track.
A field drive. Now his wife, and I'm going to bring up JLR's video too. She said that they put the jacket in the police car, and the dog went right to the police car.
Now I understand that David was late to arrive in Eagle Grove.
Right.
Are you able to say why? Why was he late?
I don't know why he was late.
Do you know whether he stopped anywhere before going there?
No, I can't definitively say either way.
Okay. Can you talk about when and why the DCI became involved in the case?
We brought the DCI in on, see, what missing on the 21st, right? So it would have been that next Monday.
Okay.
We brought them in. Their primary role is to assist us with digital collection and digital analyzing the digital data, and providing support to their intelligence bureau. So, yeah.
Okay. Have you asked the FBI to assist, or is there any plans to do that?
Well, the question here's my. Somebody else asked me that today, and I know where this is going. Show me a federal nexus to a missing person.
Did he?
Is there a federal?
Did he really just say that? Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Crime? We have no proof that they crossed state lines. So at this point, no. I mean, there's not a federal nexus. Now, does that mean that down the road they won't be asked to assist us? But, the Division of Criminal Investigation and their resources are just as capable of getting the information we need. And really, we're looking for the proverbial needle in a haystack. All we know is this semi.
Now, when he says the needle in a haystack, yeah, I believe they don't like to search for people in that area. Only due to the fact that it took them, there was a man that went missing in October, and he was found thanks to another group that came in, and they found him in his car. So 2 months later, someone else was able to be found because they just didn't like to search for people, it seems.
Was here, and we know the last time we have him on video. Unless you have a crystal ball and you've searched over 100,000 square acres, where do you go?
Mm-hmm. No.
Make sense?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's only so much we can do. And that's the sad reality. There's only so much we can do. I mean, I believe that if there was some sort of foul play or nefarious activity, whoever's responsible for this is watching. They're watching what we're putting out. They're watching what we're saying. They're watching the news outlets. They're watching the interviews Mrs. Schultz is doing. They're watching her posts. So
why are they watching her posts and interviews? Is she not allowed to do posts and interviews? And this is when was this? December 17th. If I bring him my crystal ball, will he give me my badge? Sauk County has really failed this. Yeah, I feel the same way, Cassie.
You know, just because it looks like we're not doing something, because we're not telling you what we're doing, is far from the truth.
I guess, is there any possibility that it may have been some sort of medical event and, you know, his remains just haven't been found yet? Do you think it's possible to have missed them?
You know, the area the semi was found was searched at least 3 different times. Twice by law enforcement, firefighters, and at least once by the United Cajun Navy. Now, is it possible? Absolutely.
No.
I'm very confident in not only our ability, but the Iowa Division of Criminal Investigations. We have some dedicated, hardworking men and women working on this relentlessly. And regardless of what the chatter is, we're going to run this out till we just can't run it anymore, until we can either find out what happened to David or where he's at and bring him home, or give some answers. So the fact that we're not talking about it a whole lot, you know, we're just not going to do it.
No, because the only one that's going to end up pushing this is the loved ones, to be honest. And I understand why she's doing. The wife is literally doing a everyday diary of what she's going through. What I've seen her on her posts, she's asking if anyone's doing search parties, looking up donations. She posted a few days ago. I thought this was okay. She has not done one for. She did a post 10 hours ago, but she hasn't done her. No, I guess this would be day 42. My husband isn't missing. I'm pretty emotional yesterday. Today I woke up and made some calls asking for donations to reward fund. She went to counseling. She said, I had counseling today. I've always cried during that. It's like I'm in a never-ending mourning. But counseling said the twins are doing really good. They have twin boys together, and she talks about them too. But let's see. Okay. On day 39 of my husband missing, when will the FBI be involved? She wants the FBI to be involved in all of this. I want to know, how long will we wait? I'm sick of being patient, sick and ugly of people saying ugly things. What's right? I completely agree. She just wants her husband back. That's all she wants. I think I need a break from Facebook. Sorry, my update is so short, but I'm just not feeling myself. Maybe tomorrow I'll be better. People are telling her to ignore. I believe she had. I don't. Yeah, that's another thing. I know. I feel like maybe she should be able to reach out to the FBI and go, look, can you help? Yeah, I believe. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. She can go over his head, because she's, like I said, for 42 to 43 days, she has literally tried her best to give interviews, to give updates. She updates about her sons. I mean, she's doing the best she can as a mother and a wife that is missing her husband deeply. No, yeah. She called the FBI. The sheriff has to request. Are you serious? See, my husband, and if you're new here, my husband's a truck driver, and he's been one for a very long time. And the only reason why he's not trucking right now is because he got hurt off the truck on the truck. And it's been a very long year next month. And he will be going back to work. And everyone that knows anyone that drives a truck truckers leave it on. And he turned his truck off, which is really weird. And then it has there's no lights, it was just off. He didn't warn other people. It just seems weird, really weird. Did anyone see the cars that happened to go between that timeline? Did they check both directions? Because I know they had just recently got done with the highway project that month. Did anyone catch anything? Oh, hello. Well, I appreciate you coming in. I've been following the case. I feel for you, and I'm sorry that your sheriff seems to have failed you guys out in that area, especially with the one that they found that was missing, and finding him passed away in his car. I feel so bad for her. She ghosting. There's just so many questions. Something probably in the road made him. It's kind of what I was thinking. Did something did an animal, did something make him catch his eye, and he just happened to stop, and then there was more to it. The wife said in an interview that she called the FBI, and agents have to get them involved, unfortunately. I've heard of people getting truckers. I've heard of people getting truckers to stop by using children in the middle of the road. Oh, he was a blue collar man, and you could tell he was a blue collar man because he loved to work. So let's see. I don't know. I've seen videos of it. I think we've all seen some type of video of truckers trying to get. That's why a lot of truckers carry. Hey, Jugs. I've heard some people criticize the wife because she said that she's made asking for donations and a GoFundMe too soon. But when is too soon to ask for help when you don't know if your husband's coming back? You don't know if you're going to be burying your husband. I'm going to open this one. No, not that one. No. I didn't say anything, hon. We're just talking.
I'm doing this for you.
I'm doing what for me? No, the GoFundMe is not. I think the GoFundMe is to help keep. I think she's helping keep track of David's truck because he doesn't. There's been, again, I don't speak for her, but let's see. Let me bring up. Where is JLR's? Okay. Bring this up. So is this the woman that lacks the effort of finding him? I wouldn't say that she lacks the effort. I don't think she knows where to start or where to go or what's left to be searched. It's like he's up and vanished. Do we know how far he traveled, like across state line? He was not from state lines. Hold on. That's actually a good question. It only seemed like it took so long because he had that load up. I would absolutely start one if I didn't have the funds to pay for search. And God forbid he pass and needs to pay for service. Many may not have the money or the funds. Right. Absolutely. There you go. Kind of give you an idea because it doesn't look like it's a big stretch. No. Oh, I'm sorry. All right. So the starting point, and that we know, I bring up my document is right where it doesn't need to be. Okay. Bring this back up to the timeline here. Okay, so he left Eagle Grove at 10:50, all the way over by 11:15, a truck stop, and then gone. Right. Too much land, so many possibilities. But it says that Highway 20 at 12:18. And the truck may have been there since 12:40. So that hour and a half. Yeah, no, they actually had a search party and covered over 100,000 acres. 100,000 acres have been searched by United Junction Navy and many volunteers, and they didn't find anything. Yeah. If you know anything about, they had all of it out. I just don't think anyone, it's not big enough like it was with that other woman, because he's not a woman. I feel like they're being a little biased here because he's not a woman, and they're just not wanting to put more effort into finding him. Monkey, oh really? What is Monkey Express? What are they? Let's see. I'm having to look them up. The cat coming. Let's see. So they were out there with him. I see now. They were out there with the when they were searching all that. So they had two different types of groups out. That's really cool, though. Go back over here. Which one is it? Yeah, he has 10-year-old twin boys that they went for help, and I think went for conceiving. So, I mean, he was in it for the long haul, from what it sounds like. He seemed like he really loved his boys. Mm-hmm. I don't understand why this isn't getting more news about it. Maybe because of the go. I just know. Why would you not think? Hey, honey. Why wouldn't you? Okay, let me rephrase this. Can you hear me? Okay. Why wouldn't they search even more for a missing trucker? After 100,000 acres has been searched, drones, everything. They don't want to get the FBI involved.
Who doesn't want to get the FBI involved?
The sheriff.
Probably because I think he just ran away. I mean, honestly, being a truck driver, you have access to a lot of stuff. So, but it's unheard of, though. I mean, literally, this guy is missing. The sheriff should be trying to get every resource he can in there to help him. But probably the sheriff in his own mindset is thinking this guy was unhappy and he just wanted to disappear. I mean, that's about all I can think of. But I mean, it does sound funny they don't want to get assistance.
Or ask for assistance.
Well, yeah, and I mean, if they're not asking for assistance, that's kind of stupid. I mean, you would, because I mean, he's a truck driver. He can get anywhere in the country.
Right.
You know, truck drivers do talk. So he, you know, like say if he wanted to get away, he could have had it planned. It's not that hard. I mean, he could have drove shotgun.
And with how much shady shit that goes on sometimes with truckers, is it possible that he could have known something he shouldn't have and someone grabbed him?
Well, yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you get tied into some stupid shit, yeah. I mean, that's kind of the name of the game. If you associate with the bad people out there, yeah. I mean, anything could happen. I mean,
I don't, from seeing what I've seen about the wife, I don't think the wife did anything. Yeah. If, again, that's the world we live in. If it was a woman, because it hasn't hit national crazy news like that one woman that faked her own kidnapping. It's not. None of this is. Do you know if they're still doing search parties in your area? I'm sure that you keep track of what's going on in your area very well, like I do in mine. Let's see what I can bring up. Where's my document? Oh, here we go. Kind of give you guys an idea about. Let's see. My document. Kind of give you guys an idea on what they have been searching in that area where he went missing. And you can see it's all fields. It's all. Posters. They put out a press release on the 21st or the 22nd. more of a timeline, which I read over. They did check between all this was going on. They did check an airport because another guy had the same name, and it ended up not being him because they were thinking that maybe he just took off like everyone else, which seems to be a lot of people thought. Okay. I believe she really. I thought this was quite interesting. There was a post that she shared. Anyone have bring horses? There's an aerial lake close over there. Too much time has gone by. Yeah. Let's see, I got TikTok videos. Because that's how I ended up finding out about this, was on TikTok. And I do follow JLR, so then he posted within like in the next 2 days about this. And that's what I was going to bring up. So. And I want you guys to see this. Oh, I really do. I don't like this. If you guys don't know who JLR is and you guys follow Unirock, this is the guy that's suing the crap out of Unirock for defamation. So he's been part of and then this kind of little group for a while. The woman that is talking, this is her, his wife. Oh, wait a minute. I don't know if you guys can hear. Hold on. Crap. I hate when it does that. Hold on. There you go. There you go. Uni, yeah, we all know Uni will use. Yes.
They were distracted, so it was kind of an introductory session, but I'm hoping we can, get some help out of it.
So, Sarah, you have twin boys? I thought I saw 2 boys. Twins?
Yeah, so
she's going to go over her kids for a minute and
feeding.
Well, it's so unlike him, and it's not like he didn't
go back to that.
To my insurance covered in vitro, and he wanted to have children, and I was up for it too. I did too, and
talk about
so we conceived twin boys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Isaac and Joseph.
And I've been watching your Facebook page, your public Facebook page, and I feel your pain. I can't imagine.
Yeah, we all can't imagine here what she's going through because we are not in her situation.
The unknown, the uncertainty, and I just see you pleading for help and pleading.
Well, it's so unlike him, and it's not like he didn't have goals. Like he was working on getting another truck up and running, and selling that red truck.
Okay, now she's gonna go into the red truck. He's got a red truck that the only thing that's left to fix on it is a light. And used semi trucks go for a pretty good penny these days, don't they? If they're in good working. Semis that have been fixed up go for a good penny, don't they?
Yeah. I mean, as long as they're fit.
And in good shape?
Yeah.
What do you think about a price range?
It depends. Pricing can range a lot. You can't price a truck out without knowing what's in it. I mean, a brand new truck is well over $100,000.
Right. So he could get at least good 15 out of it for being used and had the basement.
What year? I mean, $15,000 would have to be a very old model for one,
Okay.
and it'd have to be pretty crappy because trucks have changed over the last quite a few years. So I mean, I wouldn't put a price on how much you could get for a truck without seeing it. I mean, you would literally have to know what's in that truck, what motor it's got, all those things, because it all affects price. So I just put it this way: if it was a newer model, it's gonna catch a pretty good penny if it's well taken care of.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, if it was a shitty truck, yeah, it could. But it's just one of those things you can't make any discernment. You got to know everything before you can say anything about prices.
Okay.
And he was like this close. He never got the chance to drive it. It just needed a headlight. That's how close he was to it. So, I mean, I've heard some people say, well, maybe he just wanted to change his life. No, we are his life, and he loves his life. He's his.
This is a wife that's defending the shit out of her husband. Right. There was a man in Louisiana that this guy we found in the ditch, and he left his phone and stuff at his house, and his wife looked for him for 2 months, and he was hiding because the wife was abusive. What? He hid for her for 2 months? I'm gonna need that story, Jug. You might want to DM me later.
Boys are like his little ducklings. I heard someone say, and it was the perfect thing because that's what it reminds you of. He's such a good father. He's a good husband, and if there's anything wrong with him, he works too hard.
So is truck driving his career? Is that his only job?
Yeah. Yeah, he's an owner operator.
This is.
You guys know what owner operators, right? He was renting his trailer.
So people were asking in the chat when we were talking about the case last night about the truck. Is this a 18-wheeler cab type truck that he was hauling pigs?
Yep. Yeah, he rents his trailer. And so he's a hired haul for B-Bar R out of Denison, Iowa.
Okay, and so what is going on here? Like with this particular situation, like his truck was found in the middle of an intersection on just.
It wasn't in the middle of an intersection. It was a few, like maybe a half mile up from the intersection.
So still a half mile up from the intersection. How does no one notice that? Did no one? People had to drive around it, right? How did they pick that one spot where no one was going to pay attention to?
Towards the house. I saw you posted an aerial view yesterday, and it was more towards that one house that it was in the area. It was towards there, in between the intersection and the house. Just sitting there. And it wasn't running. I initially thought it was running, but it wasn't running and the lights were off.
Just like the sheriff said. Lights were off. It was not running.
The lights were off, and it wasn't running. The lights were off. His wallet was inside there, inside the truck. A phone?
Yes.
All of it was still there.
There has been reports that his jacket was found a little bit away from the truck. Is that true?
Yeah. The jacket was found before the search dogs came in. I don't know. That got twisted up somehow in the story. But they asked me to describe the jacket, and I said, I don't know what the color was, but I know the brand. He wears Legendary Whitetail. And
which is a known brand.
He said, was it orange? I said, and then I remembered he put on this straggly, it's old, it needs thrown away, but it was an orange one. I said, yeah, that's it. And so they put it in the trunk. And when the search dog came out, it went to where the jacket was. And then it came back like, oh, I'm done.
Why would they remove the jacket before anyone came out, search dogs or anything? Maybe they just weren't thinking, or someone made a mistake. Why would they do that?
Done.
Really? Was there anything else besides a jacket outside around the truck? Footprints and mud?
I don't. They don't share much with me. They they said there's like his footprints, but there wasn't much. Everything was kind of frozen. It was cold.
But what was the
Frozen?
temperature up there around the time? Below freezing?
Probably 30, 40 degrees.
Wow.
30 to 40 degrees. How long do you think someone could survive in that? If he was in. Oh yeah, it was cold. That's the weird thing. Yeah, not long. He turned off his truck in 30-degree weather, got out of his truck, and just vanished. What? No, you're not going outside right now.
So people were wondering yesterday when we were talking about this, they were like, does he normally do truck shifts at night or in the day or just vice versa?
Oh, he works sometimes weeks in a row. Like he doesn't have a day off.
Yeah, there's so many very little answers. So many questions, very little answers. With him being an owner-operator, he can do whatever he wants. He doesn't have to go by... I could be wrong, but he doesn't have to go by DOT regulations, right?
Say what?
He doesn't have to go by DOT regulations if he's an owner-operator.
Yes, he does.
Does he?
Yeah.
Because she said...
all commercial drivers must follow DOT regulations. He must follow the 14-hour rule. He's got to do all that shit.
Because she just stated that he would be working all week.
Well, I mean, you can work it's a 72-hour week. He can work 72 hours in a week.
Mm-hmm.
You can only drive 11 hours of a 14-hour day.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
So he can work 72 hours, but then he's got to take a 34-hour reset. The 34 resets a day and a half. So, I mean, yeah, he can do it, but I mean, he cannot drive over the 11 hours. So, yeah, but he's still governed by DOT rules.
Okay.
He cannot violate anything. He's still got to do every damn thing. Now, as owner-op, if his truck wasn't ELD compatible, he would be on paper logs.
Right.
But he would still, and that's the thing. If he had ELD in there, they could tell what his logs were. They could tell where he was because it would have a GPS function on it. They would know his background for however long he was driving the damn truck. So honestly, it sounds like he didn't have ELD in it. So
Off even, and he goes day and night loads. It's not unusual. Half the time I don't know where he is, but whenever I call, he answers. If he doesn't answer, he's loading and then he calls me right back.
And that's the same thing Jeremy does with me. And if he can't answer, he'll call me back, or I call to check on his social when he was working nights. There's some nights where I couldn't sleep and I just wanted to know if he was okay. That's just typical of us wives.
I mean, he wasn't acting suspicious that night at all. My daughter and grandson and son.
That's a really interesting theory. But he was also, from what the wife said, and Jeremy's like, all truckers have high blood pressure because of what they do. I'm not letting you out right now, Fun Fun. I'm sorry.
Son-in-law, we're actually home visiting from Florida for the Friday to Wednesday.
She wasn't alone. She actually had family in town when all this happened.
And then he went missing on Tuesday, and so we didn't end up. Do
they not have cameras inside the truck facing drivers?
No. Well, technically, some companies can, but you have to know that because it could be a violation of privacy in the truck. But if his company had it, yeah, they would
I
have
don't,
it.
but he's an open operator.
Then he doesn't have to have it. He's on
Yeah.
the rob. He can do whatever the hell he wants in his truck. He's not required.
Yeah, his truck, his rules.
Ended up staying longer because they didn't anticipate that. I mean, he had, and my daughter, she calls him dad, you know, like it's not.
Now, the daughter that she's talking about has her grandbaby and stuff. And so she does not live at the home.
It was Thanksgiving. Like this was not his choice to be gone. And he would never leave a truck like that. In fact, if he would come upon a truck like that, he would be he'd call the cops. He called me and
Yeah, that's another thing. Why didn't someone, it was turned off and in the middle of the night, dark as can be, why didn't someone report it? No. Especially having pigs. This just seems, how does someone not notice it?
be like, someone's trying to kill. So they're going to kill someone, you know. He's not.
Rohan needs to get cameras of all angles before he goes back to work, and he can make it a Pimp My Ride Safety Edition. I think Pat would go for that.
Lackadaisic.
Got you. Now, before he started his shift, did he get some sleep?
He can't afford. We just can't afford to lose. I know, right? I flip my shit.
Because some people said maybe he pulled over and went to sleep or something like that. Did he sleep?
He had it was his second or third load of the day. I can't remember.
Second or third load. Just seems weird.
Are you sick of?
Oh, I hate that. I know. Cassie's on it today.
If he was loaded. But when I heard that his the guy who he hires Dave to haul trucks.
Now, the guy that, this is another theory that people have brought up. The guy that he allegedly hires trucks with is an ex-sheriff.
He'll haul pigs for. He came to my house knocking on the door at like 10 in the morning and said, "Hey, do you got Life 360 on Dave?" And I said, "I don't, but I probably should. I never thought of that, but why?" And he said, "He's missing." And I'm like,
she didn't even know her husband was missing. No one contacted her because his truck wasn't found yet. Of course, people that were expecting the pigs are going to call the boss, but you would think you would call first before just showing up. Would make things a little bit do you see where I'm getting at? Why would you waste all that drive and unless you were in the area? Because wouldn't that be his emergency contact would be his wife? Yeah. They asked her first if he had Life 360 for mentioning he wasn't. Yeah. Yep. That's it's a little weird too, right? I actually had to look up what 360 was, but it's a tracking that you can have. And a lot of phones these days offer family tracking.
maybe he pulled over to sleep, but he said, "Well, you never unloaded." I'm like, "So he's loaded and missing?" And he said, "Yeah."
Loaded and missing.
And I was like, "I'll call him." You know, I kept calling him all day. And in the meantime, Les was searching for him up and down the route from Eagle Grove to Sac, because there's a couple different routes you can take. And I kept calling, and finally Les said, the DOT said to call the sheriff and report a possible medical emergency.
So they didn't even report him missing until someone suggested it.
And that he's missing, because that'll get attention right away. And initially I thought that maybe he he's 53 years old. He doesn't look it, but he is.
Yeah, he is 53 years old. I kind of left that out. Sorry.
And he doesn't act it. He's very agile and in good shape and strong. But, people have heart attacks at 53. So maybe he fell asleep in his truck and he didn't wake up. So I called the sheriff, and then
Right. Even if she had 360, it would have just been pointed right to the truck. Yep.
and I got a phone call from his phone number. It said Dave. I'm like, oh, here he is. And it was a female police officer, and she said that we found the truck and we found his phone and we found his wallet, but Dave's nowhere around. And I'm like, I'm still
she's in complete shock at the moment. Like, what the hell's going on?
in shock. It feels unreal. Like he should be walking in the door any minute.
I need to speed this up some. I'm gonna probably end up getting in trouble. I'm gonna have to list JLR's website or YouTube online after this.
He's a family man. To give you history, like he works and he comes home, and then he works from home. Even like when he's home, he changes oil. Works on his truck,
Which is normal for a blue collar guy. Always takes care of the home, no matter if he's off or working.
He took the boys out all summer trucking with him to learn, to teach them about what dad does, and they respect their father. And we went through in vitro to have these kids. It's not like it was a surprise or an accident. It was a very purposeful pregnancy. And I was 46 or 36 when I, elderly. They call it a geriatric pregnancy.
Yep. You sure
Gotcha.
do.
When you say Les, is that where he was delivering it to, or the place where he picked up the pigs at?
Les is the guy that hired the haul.
Hired the haul.
So he pays Dave a paycheck and then takes out trailer rent. So all of Dave's loads are on the stub, and
would trailers have tracking devices?
Yes, some do.
Especially if you're renting them out?
Oh yeah, if they're rental, they have tracking.
he never goes out searching for anyone. I knew something was bad.
Yeah, and I've been looking at the timeline of the Sacs County sheriffs. They're the lead investigators in this.
What about them?
I've been watching their Facebook page and seeing like the timeline of events. I'm sure you saw that too. Do you agree with that timeline that they've described?
I don't really I can't see what they're going off of. You know what I mean? All I know is the last time I saw him was around 7:30. He called me to say, hey, I'm going to need a change of clothes. I don't got time to shower. I'm running.
Since he left his phone, did they find anything like, yeah, I would, who was his last messages? He was in the last contacts. There's so many questions, but we're not going to get the answers for these and she's not getting the answers for these.
Late. And this was not unusual. Like him running around, scrubbing up. Hey, baby, got to go. Give me a kiss, and nothing out of the ordinary. And I don't really know exactly what time he got to Eagle Grove, but I anticipate that truck sat there on the road from probably 1 a.m. to like 3:30 p.m. A big red truck on the road, not pulled over.
A big red truck with baby pigs.
Nobody called police or anything. Seeing a truck there.
That's how desolate it is there, though.
So not much traffic goes through. No traffic lights around that area.
No
traffic lights.
Yeah, we were putting it up on Google Maps last night, and I was just shocked at just the fields. Like I seen like literally nothing out there except
the one place to easily make someone disappear. Don't travel. That's exactly what his phone records show. Only the sheriff knows, I guess. Well, I mean, if she has access to the phone, she has his phone records too, because they might share the same plan. But text messages and stuff like that, she would need the phone.
that one little house and just are all the crops down? Is it just flat?
Yeah,
it was all flat because of
the
harvest.
The way the Sac County Sheriff's put on their Facebook, they put the timeline of events, and they're saying that the truck was there around 12:40 a.m. So you said 1 a.m. all the way to the next day in the afternoon, and
people had to drive around it or almost hit it.
Your volume went off.
No, your volume off. Like I said, someone had to see a park there between certain times. There's always someone out. Those country roads that late at night. I know he wants outside. You're not going outside, Bubba. I'm sorry. Why is your keeping in the water? Weirdo.
Can you hear me?
No, your volume. I can't hear you.
Oh no.
I don't know what happened with the volume. Let me see. Let me get mine.
I think they play around with volume for a minute.
You're okay?
I can hear you.
He was at the truck stop for 16 minutes on his phone. See, I didn't know that information. So that's why they can give an exact time of how long he was there. He was on the phone for 16 minutes on his phone. So who was the last person that he talked to? Because it wasn't his wife. Oh, Cassie. That sounds scary. She's like, did he know something he shouldn't have? Did he see something he shouldn't have?
We can hear. Oh, maybe not hear me. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna leave and I'm gonna come back in. Okay? Give me 1 second.
Because this doesn't get in national news like what's been going on with the mom and the baby and the boyfriend that ended up murdered. It's not, it's not making national news at all. If it was making national news, I'm pretty sure he would get the same coverage. She's being very patient. I will have to give her that. And she's probably just looking at, she must be reading chat.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, yeah, something happened with my volume. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
So going back to the Sac County Sheriff, have they, well, I have a lot of questions, but have they
We all have
been
questions,
forthcoming
Taylor.
with you, like providing you updates and talking to you?
No, I feel like they don't even. I don't feel like they're treating him like a victim.
Why?
We kind of all got that feeling that they weren't treating him like a victim.
In his past, he's had some OWIs. There's I don't believe the sheriff likes him at all. They've had some history in the
Conflict,
past and
history, bad
I feel
vibes,
like-
and we all kind of got that too off the one that did the interview. We got a very weird vibe. I did. I don't know about you guys.
let me just say I was traumatized during the interview with him.
Oh, I'm sorry. When you say OWI, what does that stand for? Just
Operating while intoxicated, and this was years and years and years ago. Since I've been with him,
So operating while intoxicated. And he had a DUI. Honey, how many strikes if you have a DUI on your CDL?
You're done. You get a damn DUI, you're done.
So could he?
No.
Could he get it after?
No. Nobody would hire him. He would never. No.
So owner operator?
Still don't matter. It's on your record. You're a commercial driver. DUIs disqualify you from everything. He would be just completely screwed forever.
Unless the sheriffs let him.
It's not up to the sheriff. You need to understand something. A commercial driver's license is governed by the federal government, not one state. Just because you're licensed in that state, the government controls our license. When you get a DUI, it usually sticks in that state.
Mm-hmm.
As a DOT and a CDL, it goes everywhere.
Right.
It will show on because it's in our background checks, all that. As a commercial driver, you get scrutinized way harder than anybody else. It's damn near almost like a CIA background check on us. If he had a DUI, he could possibly get back in a truck, but for a company to take him on would be such a huge liability, it wouldn't be worth their time. So yes, maybe after the time he paid his penalty, because I don't know how long they would give,
right?
He could get back in and drive for himself. But I mean, nobody's really going to want him to haul their load. It's too much of a risk.
Unless
they would have
you're working for an ex-sheriff.
It shouldn't matter. But I mean, who knows?
Because she just stated on JLR that he had previous.
Well, then it sounds like somebody's playing fuckaroo. Just sounds like he got. I mean, and it depends on how long. But I mean, because we get treated the same in a car as the truck. So if I got pulled over right now in my truck outside, my personal vehicle, I would get a ticket as equal as I would be in a semi.
Right.
So
okay.
instead of it being $150, it could be a $1,500 or $2,000 ticket.
Oh, geez, Louise.
So it doesn't matter. So if he got his DUI in the semi or a car, I mean, it's a headache. It really is. I've heard of people getting it back, but it costs so much damn money and the points, you're done.
It's a liability.
Oh yeah, because every company will always see it. It's never going to be expunged off the record. It'll always see that you did have it, but yeah, you're screwed.
Oh, I hope there's newer and more. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna have to do another part on this because.
Did he have enemies?
No, not that I know of. Dave's a generous, kind person, is respectful, teaches and instills those values to his children. He's he's a tight ass, but he's also generous. Like if someone
he's a tight ass. So that's my husband. It's a trucker thing.
needs gas money to take their kid to the hospital or something. Because I've had that. A girl I know on Facebook needed gas money. And I said, Dave, you mind if I send her some money? And he said, send her $200. That's the kind of guy he is. He always wants his kids to go to church, Sunday school. I mean, he's a family man. His family is everything to him, and trucking is everything to him. I am adamant. He did not go to start another life. He loves me. He loves our children. He loves my family. Like, I don't know what enemies he could possibly have.
He loves her family. And it doesn't mention anything about his family. Not much about it. Oh, I hope maybe there was maybe there's a part of him she didn't know. Well, he did have like I said, he did have a pass before her. He was just trying to do the right thing and be a good man and raise a family.
Yeah, the community support. I mean, I feel like if he had enemies.
Oh my gosh. I hate commercials. I really do. I might have to tweak and edit to make sure that was nothing.
Support like this, I mean,
A lot on your Facebook page. I've seen the whole community there come together and with
Right.
shirts and search, right? And
You're talking about this was the interview was done on the 13th. So on the 3rd of December, I think that's when they stopped with looking. I think they were out there for what? How many were they out there for? 7 days looking for him? Because they ended up catching a lot of our 100,000 acres is not going to be done in one day, but he probably found out something about his ex-sheriff and had a disappeared if your help. I don't know. It's all allegations, and it just seems we've all watched too many movies. I really hope that maybe he had a medical emergency and that maybe he just wasn't thinking, he walked away and he can't remember who he is, or what he was doing there. But then again, there's nothing around there. Where would he go?
we even have a mutual friend that helped you guys as far.
My other question, was there something wrong with the truck? Did anyone start the truck back up? Was it able to move right away? Did it break down? There's no, I don't hear anything about that or any questions like that being asked. Did they tow it? Did someone else come pick up? The hogs? But then again, his, it would have maybe left some lights on too.
Or searching people, volunteers out there, right? A lot of people, right?
Yeah, one of my friends came from Minnesota. I worked with. He drove all the way from 4 hours to come help search for him.
Wow. So there was I read a report and it said that according to the Sac County Sheriffs, they're saying that he was late picking up the pigs. Do you know anything about that? Like,
yeah, he knew he was going to be late because he had a load before,
Mm-hmm.
and they knew he was going to be late.
Which is normal for some truckers. They're going to be late for the next load.
So the truck that was supposed to load behind him loaded first, and that worked out fine. You know, they were aware. They communicated that he was going to be late. Like I said, he had a load before. He's been running all day. He'd been running since Sunday. He missed our Thanksgiving.
Still want to know who he was on the phone with at the truck stop. So I hope someone asked her about that in this next interview. If she really did do an interview. Let's see. Let me bring her up. Let me check her Facebook. Okay. She did 40 minutes ago. Day 43, my husband missing. The kids went back to school today. I had, I'll bring this over. Had a meeting this morning and that went as well as expected. This afternoon, I did another interview. We'll post as soon as it's published on YouTube. The twins and I each got the most beautiful personalized fuzzy blankets from a super sweet lady, that's really nice. Also got a card and an ankle bracelet from a Facebook friend with an angel number 444 on it. It is so humbling getting mail that makes me cry nearly every day. God is good, and there are some pretty great people that care so much about us. My mother made some phone calls today, just why I'm trying to get a hold of the FBI involved. It is not that easy. The police have to ask for help from them in order to get them to get involved with this case. We've been trying, but as much as I would love it, they won't swoop in and save the day. Call for an update today. I am told that DCI is still working on it, and that's about it. I'm going to get back to my family now. God bless and thank you for caring so much. Posting a picture of today of the two keys snuggled together. She really is trying. You have to give her that. Go back over here.
Because he was working Sunday.
Has he done that same load from that spot to that route before?
Yeah.
And no issues with employees there over like pay or, hours or any kind of problems with,
no.
in that sphere there?
Nothing that I know of, but
right.
I mean, I've heard a lot of suspicious comments saying that that place is sketchy. And
which place
was it? The Eagle Grove, where he was
Eagle
loading.
Grove?
Where he was loading.
And the other thing is, like, Eagle Grove, my brother, no one had went to search Eagle Grove yet.
Yeah, that's another odd thing. No one went to search Eagle Grove yet.
And so this happened on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
And my brother and my cousin and their spouses.
Hey, welcome. That's my question. Altercations at work. Altercations at work and back pay. Being the last person on the spot. Being late.
And my daughter's boyfriend went to Eagle Grove to search, and the owner didn't even know anything about it.
The owner didn't even know anything about it. The owner of where he was picking up the baby pigs didn't know anything about what was going on. How do you not know what's going on a few days later in your own area?
How would he not know about his load?
Yeah, how would he not know about his load?
I mean, he would have had to been the one that ordered it. Was it for a slaughterhouse or what?
No, he was the baby pigs
Uh-huh.
were going to basically like an auction place for.
Oh, then yeah, they would have to know because there's a bill of lading on the transport. All transports have a bill of lading.
Uh-huh.
Everything that's hauled by a commercial vehicle has to have a record. It has to show where it was picked up, what the weight is, whatever it is. And since he was hauling livestock, it has to show where it came from,
And where
how
it's
many
going.
pigs are there, and where's he going. Yeah, everything has to be documented.
So not to know that you have a load that just ended up in the middle of the road without a driver.
Yeah, you would know.
How would you not know that?
I would. You would imagine. Yeah.
I know. Jug's been on a roll all day.
So the owner has no clue there.
The neighbor of the area knew nothing about it either.
So authorities didn't even go there, like asking around.
Like at least not for 4 days, at least minimum.
4 days later.
That's a lot of fucking money.
4 days later, and they don't know anything about their baby pigs or anything.
That's a lot of money to not know about.
And then my brother got treated like he was a criminal when he's going.
Well, they didn't want to allow them to come up and search the area either.
Well, that's weird.
To search for him because no one else had. And the sheriff there was like, you don't have permission to be on here. And my brother's like, yeah, we just did get permission. He's like, I don't think you did. And my brother's like, we can go clear it up. He's over there. We'll come to find out these guys are related. Like the sheriff.
The sheriff is related.
And the owner of the barns.
And the owner of the barns. They're related.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I believe this is the new sheriff. The sheriff that was maybe the one that was talking. So the ex-sheriff is the owner of the trunk. There is a lot of fuckery going on here. A lot of. Something's going on.
So that's what it's called, the barns.
Yeah, there were 8 barns there where he loaded from.
8 barns.
So from
and and they didn't even know what
people do things and sell loads. That's why I asked. I'm cooking, so question. I don't know if anyone knows where any. I don't think any of the pigs were missing, or we even was touched. It was never. It hasn't been discussed if anything was missing. I know that they took DNA from the manure and stuff in that area, but
when I went to see where the truck was parked, I took his mechanic with me, and I'm like, "What are you guys going to do with the truck?" And they're like, "I don't know."
Really?
And people are going in and out of it, and
she's saying people are going in and out of his truck.
That should be a crime scene. That truck should be impounded right now.
They didn't impound it. They allowed people in, and they didn't take fingerprints.
It's a dirty ass truck. Something wrong.
The sheriff basically said that they didn't need to take because they didn't need to take it because they always smear.
I'll go on record. The sheriff sounds dirty as fuck. Right there, I'm gonna say it right now. In 20 years, I've never heard of that. I know when a truck driver hasn't been seen, and they will ping the truck. Say it happens in a truck stop. Mm-hmm. Say a trucker passes away.
Right.
There's, they go out, they find out they still do a full fucking investigation. Okay, they want to know how he died. They want to know who was around the truck. They will ask
because
video.
He was an owner operator.
Doesn't matter.
I know.
Because of the DOT regs, they're covering some shit up. Mm-hmm. That is
when that interview with the sheriff goes, oh, we've been watching her Facebook and the posts and the interviews
the
she's
fucking
doing.
Sheriff sounds like a dirty motherfucker. I'm just gonna say it, really, it does, because that truck should be impounded, every damn thing, because it's a missing person now. So you need to literally see who was around that truck. Mm-hmm. That truck should never have left an impound. It should have been secured, nobody around it, nothing.
It should have been towed right away.
Oh yeah. Sure. Unhook it from the trailer. That's fine. Wear your gloves. Well, they could have took prints before they transported or whatever,
right?
Or not. But it needed to be.
People shouldn't have been in and out of it, like she just explained it.
No, nobody should be in and out of that damn truck. It should be. That truck should be locked down.
Because she showed up with a mechanic, his mechanic, and like she said people were in and out of his truck. Nobody
should have been in that truck. That truck's a crime scene.
I thought, oh my God, we're screwed. Like you don't even know what to do with the truck.
That truck was a crime scene.
She asked what they're going to do to the truck, and they didn't know.
They what?
They didn't know what they were going to do with the truck when she
If
shut
it's his truck as an owner operator and he owns it straight out, it's her truck.
Right.
But it should not be released to her until it's fully investigated.
Investigated, right.
Yeah, so there's not anything now. If he owed payments on it, like he was owner released to op,
Mhm.
then of course after the investigation, it would go back to the bank or whoever has the lien on it.
Mechanic park it where it normally is at his mechanic shop's just a few blocks from the house because that's where Dave parks it. And
They said that Dave parked it. Let's see, sorry, I didn't hear. A few blocks from the house, from where the mechanic's at. That's where he normally parked it. So it was close. It was always parked close.
then the police went and got it 2 days later.
The police went and got it 2 days later.
Without telling me, without talking to the
Without telling her, without talking to anyone.
owner of the mechanic shop. And he was like, "Did you ask Sarah?" They got him on the phone, and they said, "No, we'll tell Sarah." He told me the
No, we'll tell Sarah.
next day I didn't even know someone moved it.
No one
Do you
told her.
consider that truck a crime scene?
Yeah,
They took it like it was one. 4 days later.
4 days later, maybe they
Yeah.
should have scored it at the beginning, possibly,
Yeah,
right?
it's just a mess. Then I asked for the keys. They said they're done with it and you can come get it. And I said, okay, well, where's the keys? Well, the keys are in the truck, or Denny has it, the Texaco, where it's being stored. So we go then again to get it. Keys aren't in there. Go to the sheriff's. No one's there.
They couldn't find the keys after they had towed it away.
Let me show you how we.
I really hate this. We are talking about missing trucker from Iowa. David, his name is so out there. Schultz? My pronunciation of his name is very... He went missing a few days before, on the 21st, like the 20th, or November 20th, 21st. He kind of went poof, like literally. He went, picked up some baby pigs, drove to a truck stop there for 16 minutes, left, and within an hour and a half, his truck was parked and he was gone. Yeah, it's not getting enough, because one, it's not a woman. Two, it's not a missing child. It's a man, and he's a trucker. Yeah, he's a trucker. So they were just assuming. Hey, Welsh, how you doing? I'm definitely gonna have to put jailer's information on this, so I don't get mad.
Hey, I need the keys to this truck so we can get it back to where it's parked. And so I get a call finally at home, and they say, well, we got your keys. You want to come get them? I'm like, can you bring them?
She asked them to bring the keys to her because she's done. Okay, I'm in. The sheriff even lost the semi keys. They called the wife to tell her they were done with the truck, and she said, okay, I need keys to get it. Later, they called her saying they found keys. I can't.
To me, because I'm pretty much done for the day. Like, I'm mad, I'm upset, crying. And they bring the keys to me in an evidence bag.
And I'm in evidence bag. Like, seriously?
With the paperwork, with it.
I can't imagine, Sarah. Now, the authorities are saying that they said that he got the load at 10:50 p.m. and then was seen at a truck stop at 11:15.
Mm-hmm.
Or his truck was seen. Do you know?
Sounds like they were covering. It's weird. It really is. I feel really bad for the people. Yes, it is very unprofessional.
They actually physically seen him at this truck stop?
They have video evidence, of him looking around his truck, and he scrolled through his phone. I mean, nothing out of the ordinary.
He said that he was going through his phone, so. But then again, who was he talking to? What was going on?
And then from that point, he leaves the truck stop and then starts heading west towards the delivery where he's going to deliver the pigs. And then on that route there, the vehicle was found a little bit north of that intersection.
Yeah, and I have my suspicion. I don't know. All we can do is guess, and I don't even know why they would want a grown-ass man, truck driver or whatever. But I feel like something happened at the exit that they made him turn the wrong way and park.
Something happened at the exit, and they made him turn the wrong way and park. So he was found going the wrong way. That kind of sounds like a setup. Something, who mentioned it that maybe something was in the road?
But I don't know, because he grew up in that area. He's from Sac. He knew where he needed to turn. He wouldn't have turned the wrong way, no matter what sleep that he's missing.
You guys did catch that he is really familiar with the area. He grew up in that area. Yeah, they found his truck facing the wrong way. It wasn't even going towards where he was supposed to. It was turned around. Oh my God, I've heard of, something could have been blocking where he just knew he was screwed and he needed to turn around. And that gives plenty of time for anyone to try to jump in there. Especially if there wasn't It does sound weird. And you got to imagine this area, like, I know that you're in the UK, Welch, so I know that, I don't know how it is there, but here you've got nothing, maybe good 2 to 3 hours, and it's nothing but flat. You've got corn, you've got fields, and the only thing that was around was a small little house. Yeah, he could have seen something he shouldn't have. Maybe just wrong timing. Iowa sounds very scary to live in. Yeah.
Yeah, locals know their own area. I mean, you said that route before.
And he would have never left the truck without pulling over. Like my brother said, Dave could have been having a heart attack, but he'd have pulled that truck over before leaving it like that. Like,
sometimes people that are having a heart attack might not get so lucky. So it would have been, if he was having a medical emergency, it would have at least been kind of dipped to one side of the lane or something. That's just my opinion, though. Oh, yeah, but it seems like Iowa, you get away with a lot more than Texas.
He wouldn't do it.
Have you or people close with your search group, have they gone to the truck stop to talk to anyone there? Have you talked to anyone there or try to get some insight with whoever was working that night?
I don't think the truck stop was even open when he went there.
The truck stop, truck stops are always open. Wait. That's a little weird. Why would no one go over? But she said that they had him on surveillance. You guys did catch that, right? Where is it? Oh, my Google Doc. Google. Why would we have one that's closer in here? Let's see here. I have to go back over here to something because that's a little weird because she said that they had surveillance. Because that's okay, David. Hold on, detectives, and then Eagle Grove Point. Okay, so the MM 126 truck stop. That's kind of bugging me. Travel Center, 26. Okay, well, this one says they're only open until 10 p.m. Did they? Here's another one. Can't find if it was open or not. It just giving the truck stop east of Dodge. Schultz was there 16 minutes before leaving the truck stop. I thought heart attacks would knock you out. Yeah. Yeah, they would. You'd be laying on the ground. You wouldn't be moving anywhere. That's why I said maybe he just something neurological, maybe, because that's the only thing I could think of that would maybe seen something or something happened to where maybe he just or like kind of like then again, if he had a seizure, he wouldn't have been able over the road, so he wouldn't be able to turn around. Right. He wouldn't be able to turn it off. It would still be going. Why would he stop at a truck stop that was closed? Unless they were still able to fill up, but she didn't answer that either. Maybe sleep drive. I just don't care where they pull this around. Yeah, normally. Maybe sleep deprived, just needed to walk around for a few. That could have been a good reason too.
So we just went there and pulled in.
Yeah.
But
I don't know for sure. They don't share anything with me.
But I still
was
would have
thinking
gone there
like
and
you
asked
go there to get
questions.
some coffee, gas, right? We showed a picture last night. The inside looked like it had like a coffee shop in there. So people were saying, well, maybe he stopped and got, a beverage or something, some coffee, because it's late night haul or something. But you're saying that it wasn't even open then.
Yeah, I don't know that it was open even at that time. I don't know that he went in. I did see a pic. They said they got a picture of him at an exit, and I said I want to see the picture because I didn't believe it would be clear. It was dark, and it was him.
And when you say they, who's they? The
police.
The police had him at
And what intersection was that?
I don't even know where. where the picture was taken.
But it's between where his truck was found in the truck stop.
Yeah.
Interesting. Is he known to pick up any hitchhikers? Have you ever thought?
Oh, hear me out. What if the sheriff and the farm person or drug dealers and David was knowledgeable of driving drugs around? Yeah, but then they would have had to clear out this everything inside. There couldn't have been anything inside to really. I mean, that's a lot of cleaning just to be on. And wouldn't that be picked up by the canines too? It's so weird to me that the truck was found not far from where he was living. Yeah. He wasn't that far. Somebody would have. Was he the last person to come in? Was there another truck that might have seen him that passed by? People have to go home. If he didn't show up, people are literally having to go home, and that, I knew if I was having a heart attack, I was trying to stop. Not everyone is that lucky though. I mean, shady deliveries in that area. Well, who knows? Besides the people who works for his coworkers, yeah. I know, Welch. That's going to come after this.
Thought maybe he picked up a hitchhiker or someone.
No, he doesn't really let anyone in the truck. His kids and me really is And
He
in
won't let
fact, if he was
anyone else
loaded,
in
like
the
if someone
truck.
were having car trouble, he might say, "Hey, I'll be back, but I got to unload." You know what I mean? That's
What are my thoughts on everything? Hello, Amber. I bet you have a lot of thoughts on this whole thing too. There's so many unanswered. Oh no, you're fine, hon. Well, she's just getting up, so she's missed some things too from today.
his go. That's his priority.
Now I saw a report that said that you said that your thoughts is he was taken. He was
Yeah.
kidnapped.
I can't think of anything else.
She thinks he's been kidnapped. Now she also did you guys? I'm from Jennifer. It's a question for you. Did you see the videos that she posted about this whole psychic reading stuff? Because she did one of those too.
Who would want to kidnap him?
I don't know. You know, my dad mentioned at first that, you know, the cartel, maybe they need a driver. I'm like, Dad, that's a little far fetched. But then it's like, what else could, I don't know. I don't know.
Oh no. Okay.
No. And then why wouldn't they take his money? I don't know.
And or his license or nothing, right? Like everything was in that truck.
Yeah. His license, he had a debit card. He doesn't use credit cards and a bunch of stinky old business cards that smell like hog shit, you know. He's a trucker. I mean, it makes no sense.
Could he have pulled over? Do you know, like, did they search like the hogs in the back? Where are the hogs? Did they actually get delivered eventually to their location?
Yeah, they were. So another truck backed up to the trailer. And they unloaded those hogs into that one and then finished the delivery later in the evening.
Could he have stopped to look back? Back there in the hogs because maybe something got loose, or you know, he wanted to check on them. Is people, you know, people are thinking maybe something with the hogs or something.
They were babies.
They're babies.
They're
So
foals.
yeah, I don't know. So
yeah, they weren't full grown.
How many pigs were in there? Do you know?
I don't know.
Did you get?
How did my stuff get muted? I'm sitting here talking. When did it get muted? Ugh. Oh Lord. Good night. I don't know. Good night, Roddy. Welcome, Amber, if you didn't hear, because thank you, Cassie. I know, Kiki. Somehow I muted myself. That's great. Jackie isn't on my stuff, is she? She's creeping in on my computer again.
Get the phone back? His phone? Do you have his phone?
No, I don't have his wallet.
Yeah,
I don't have his wallet either.
At that time, she did not have his wallet or his phone back.
They won't give that to me. I don't know why. And that's the other thing. Like Dave, truckers carry cash, or Dave does, and he starts out in the beginning of the week with a couple $1,000s cash, and then by the end of the week, it's down to.
Now, I literally asked my husband about this right after I heard this about the money thing, and he said it's not uncommon and it's normal. for truckers to have that amount of cash on them. So they gave his truck, but not his phone or wallet. Yeah, make it make sense.
Maybe a couple hundred. It was Monday cash that was in that wallet. Full.
Another on YouTube said that she was having visions of a farm near a creek, and there's a cross, maybe a cemetery, maybe a church. That sounds scary. Is there anything like that? You guys are from that area. I mean, is that normal for that area? Because like here, and we live in Indiana, so we have our fields, and then these backwoods kind of small towns, we have that one church in the area, and then there's a few others not too far from that. So I mean, that's really direct. Yeah, his truck was found facing the wrong way and where he was going. Yeah, a lot of truckers have been transporting drugs. You see that a lot in the news lately. Maybe he was repaid. But I don't know.
Yeah. You said he used a debit card. I mean, have you seen any unusual purchases or since the date?
No, no. There was one, but it was like I got my son he wanted for his birthday Manscaped, so I ordered it with Dave's card because I didn't have my card on me, and they must have put in an automatic, shipment, and I emailed them. I'm like, hey, I don't want this, and they credited it back to me. So it wasn't him, but no, there's been no activity.
So she has access to the cards in the bank, so that's a positive thing. I think he was set up to deliver something. He's covering 5 states on the trip alone. He would have been seen by now. A trucker like that, you have to stop and get gas. You have to follow the DOT rules. He would have to be pulled over. They have to check his load. Yes, there's a lot of areas that still are going to be searched, and my sister Amber and I are on there are more places to look for sure. I really hope that they get answers soon.
On his credit card or in our bank.
It's just a mystery. Like,
it'll drive you crazy trying to figure it out.
Would you like the governor or somebody to get involved? Like, what would you like? Would you like more resources, FBI? Like, what would you like to have done here that you feel is not being done if things are not being done?
Which is a valid question.
Just like you would think, if your spouse was missing, you'd think the police would be in contact with you every day and letting you know what they're doing. And that is not the case at all.
Yeah.
In fact, I feel like they think I'm the criminal.
He kind of made you out to be one in the interview because they were keeping an eye on your ass, which is really weird. There are old cemeteries, many creeks, lakes, lots of wooded areas. Yeah, search team, all of it. Even if they did search over 100,000 acres, it's still more land. There's still more, because you're thinking from 9 hours, 8 hours. He may have been doing a side deal and it went wrong. Yeah, there's so many reports in the same night, and no, I know that wasn't there on the 27th, there was a guy that was pulled over, I think, and maybe close to there, and then like a small little county next for possession of drugs and a gun. And he was speeding, and they thought they were linked. But they said they weren't linked, which I thought was a little weird.
Really?
And yeah, I don't get a warm fuzzy from them, that's for sure.
So you think they might be thinking that you're a suspect in this?
Maybe
Maybe?
the governor
I don't know what
involved.
they think, but they don't.
You could, Jennifer, you guys have, Sauk County should have something on records. Like our town gives an estimate on who was arrested and what events were going on in the area. You guys should be able to see that. So even for that day up until the next day, you guys should have been able to see with at least within 4 days on who got arrested or fires, domestic disturbances, anything. Even if it was 3 to 4 miles away.
I don't feel like a victim, and I am. We're fully, my family is suffering. And I just don't understand. Like Dave, I don't get it.
And we all don't
So
get it.
have you been, when's the last time you spoke to the Sac County Sheriff's or any investigative agency?
When I called this morning and they're supposed to call me back with an update, I haven't heard anything.
Back update.
I haven't even, apparently the DCI is there. No one from the DCI has come to speak with me ever.
No one's ever come to question her? That's a little odd. Wouldn't the DCI get involved and ask questions from the family? He's not listening. Darn. He's focused on something else.
Huh?
Wouldn't the DCI come and investigate and ask for...
DCI.
And that's what she's calling it, DCI. That's the sheriff's office got the DCI involved.
Where's this at? Isle?
Yeah. Sauk County, Iowa.
Division of Criminal Investigation.
Okay.
Okay, so
And that was one.
It's a state bureau.
So no one came to ask her questions or anything like that.
They should have.
From,
I mean, it kind of feels like they're pushing it to the side because it's a truck driver.
And it's a man.
Yeah, pretty much.
DCI is what? Who's that?
Department of Criminal Investigation.
Of course.
The state.
State.
So they're looking through. They're trying to get phone records. The cops have asked me, did he have 2 phones? He could barely run the one phone. Like he's not computer savvy.
He's not computer
savvy. And I told them that. I'm like,
have...
he's like, if he needs an email sent to him, they send it to me because he doesn't know how to do that. He's a man of the 80s before the internet.
She's always done with emails and stuff.
Yeah. When the police say they searched 100,000 acres, did you see that where they said they searched?
The police didn't. The Jake Rowley with the United Cajun Navy has been helping me, and he's been a lifesaver. He's like my angel. I don't know. God must have put him in touch with me because he calls me and this is what we're doing, and we won't give up till he's found. I haven't gotten that from the police. I didn't get it. We're not going to give up, Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Is the Cajun Navy working with the police at all? Are they on good terms?
Oh, no, it's like I don't know. I feel like the police don't want the Cajun Navy to find him because then they feel like they, outdid.
Well, yeah, because they're making him look pretty bad right now. Be the first. Yeah, you would think she'd be the first to be spoke to. Yeah, we can look into other reports in that area. Yeah, I definitely would. You guys are the closest, and they must have shown up after this interview.
Did him. There was another man missing at the same time, and he'd been missing longer than my husband. And this poor guy, he had mental issues, and the cops gave up looking for him pretty much. And they searched, and the United Cajun Navy stepped in, found him, and then Caledon County took credit for it.
Gotcha.
This man, he had some mental issues, but he's still a human.
Hi.
Yes, they ended up finding another guy's body while looking for him. Yep. Oops.
That, his family didn't know where he was for over a month.
Was this missing person close?
Yeah, that's what I mentioned at the beginning, that they ended up finding another guy while looking for him. So at least something positive came out, and his family got closure. But at the same time, where is David?
To where David?
Yeah, it was in Lytton. Yeah, only a few miles from where he was, and the cops had already searched the area where he was found, but didn't find him. And the United Cajun Navy went in and did their search.
You okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They found him.
When was
Amy
this?
Jump.
Last Friday, they found him, and his name was
Close.
And
What was the guy's name? Do you know? I mean,
Mark Reesberg.
Mark
Reesberg. How old was he? Is he
Same age, like 54, I think. Only a few pounds off, Dave. But they had him. He was in his car, and apparently, it was a single bullet shot to his head. And
they think that he killed himself. So I do too. I don't think there's much up
he
this
had
besides
mirrors. He parked so close to the barn that the side mirror was ripped off. But regardless, he's a human. He deserves to be found. Whatever circumstances are in his past or in his mental status, he has a family.
Right.
Not, just to get out the information. I don't want to pry too deeply. How was David's mental state? Is he okay? Like mentally? Like is he have any type of mental issues?
He has high blood pressure. He's a real high strung guy. Always has been since he was like 5. But he was excited.
Now you guys all know that if you're new, my husband's a truck driver, and a lot of truck drivers do have anxiety, and because you got to think of what they're packing. That was it. That's all they said. She called and he sent an update. She told me they were working. That was it. That's pretty bad. That was it. Oh gosh. Well, she just ignored because it's the holidays. Yeah, it sounds like they ain't giving her too much info or much hope either. If he isn't found in a city or something close, then more likely they're going to end up finding his body by now. This guy's been missing for 43 days. And every day his wife posts an update on what she's doing. She's keeping everyone updated on the searches to trying to get the FBI involved, and the sheriff doesn't want to get the FBI involved. And I'm really curious on what interview she did and who she talked to. Please don't let it be who I don't want it to be that person. But sadly, a lot of people who suffer with mental will take their own lives. Because I know the holidays. It happens, especially if she had family in town, her family. I don't really want to think that way. Maybe he just got tired and maybe he couldn't. Are there any bodies of water around? That I can answer. Told that before this that he was looking at an area view. Let's see. Opening new tab. Let me see. Bring up and see what live he did the night before this one. 6 days ago. Oh man, he is so busy. Three weeks. And I'm pretty sure if the immigration thing wasn't going on right now, I'm pretty sure JLR would probably be in that area searching for himself. Let's see. So you completely understand how it works too. That's really good. Sure, David. Yeah, they don't want to involve the FBI. That's what the police keep saying. They don't want to involve them yet until they know. They have to have a good reason, I guess. I'm not trying to ignore, but oh my god, how many videos has this guy done since that interview? Okay, I've passed it. This is creepy. Okay, I don't see where it is. Maybe it took it off.
About getting this new truck up and going. He bought another Peterbilt, a yellow one, and was getting it all fixed up and was spending all his time when he was not working on that truck. And he was just this close, like a headlight away. My daughter was visiting and my grandson, and he was excited about spending some time with them. They had plans to go out shooting clay pigeons. So my daughter's a real good shot, and my son-in-law enjoys doing that, and not depressed.
No, he never tried.
He had no.
I think this is just going to go over how he was.
My son jokingly, and I said Dave's too conceited to kill himself. He's a proud person, and
yeah, and scuba divers like those ones that go around and you can hire that you get a profit. What is that famous guy that always finds people?
And the other thing is, Isaac, my son, said he heard about Mark, and he said, my dad would never commit suicide, right, Mom? And I said, you're absolutely right. I think your dad would never. And he said, my dad knows that's a sin, right? And I said, yeah, I know it wasn't suicide. I know he didn't leave us. Mm-hmm. Someone took him. I don't know why.
Oh, that has to be really hard. Adventures with purpose. Yeah, Adventures with Purpose. Because weren't they the ones that found the young lady that went missing in the that river at the party?
Like, I feel like it was something like either he saw something he shouldn't have.
Maybe it was a mistake identity for your husband. Nabbed the wrong guy. It could have been. Last load.
Or was asked to do something and he didn't want to do it, or...
If it was my husband, I'd be going insane. So frustrated, a lack of resources and no answers. So, do you live in a very scary area? I ain't gonna lie.
Maybe it is the freaking cartel. I don't know. Maybe they need a good driver to drive people instead of pigs. I don't know. He wouldn't just like leave us. There's just no freaking way. And all of his friends and family know that. Like, we're so adamant it's not that. And
no one else has done any interviews. Like his mom, it's just only been her talking to people. Like any siblings, anyone else have made statements. It's only been her. I can't remember why, but I'm sure Adventures with Purpose split up and it's pretty messy. Oh, okay. Darn it. Because wouldn't the mom of the trucker be out looking for her son too and pleading with the public for answers? Has she even made an appearance or anything, or the dad, anyone? Because if she's only the one, but she's the only one that's come, that keeps making rounds. No one else has spoke up, posted,
he wasn't involved in drugs or I don't know what happened. It's like he was plucked up and disappeared.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to ask you. I mean, I'm sure you thought every single scenario possible.
None of it makes sense.
There was a search. There was a spot of a cornfield that was circular. We dropped the ping in the coordination. Could send it to the sheriff. It seems out of place as many have been dug. Wait, what? When we were searched, there was a spot of cornfield that was circular. We dropped the ping so nation could send it to the sheriff.
Other than he was taken.
As it
Maybe
may
it is the
have been
cartel. I don't know.
dug.
Maybe my dad wasn't that far. I don't want to like blame the cartel, but what else? I don't know what else.
So I saw the Sac County Sheriff's put out and I'm looking on my screen because I'm kind of reading their notes too when I keep turning on the side. I saw that they were talking about that same day that there was a flight with David Schultz flying out of Minneapolis. What
that was just the same name, and the other thing that David would never fly.
It wasn't the guy.
On the one time he's flown, like he has a big fear of flying. He's not scared to drive, but the one time he flew, little history. My husband got hit by a tornado a few years ago.
This is the tornado thing.
Picked him up and slammed the.
And I was really looking for that. Yeah, so far, yeah, okay. I'm gonna stop it there because I've been playing a lot. And we've been going for almost a little over 2 hours. Yeah, his side of the family has been very silent, which is really weird because you would think that they would be asking if he's out there to come home and or help, unless he's known to just disappear or something, or maybe he was off, or maybe maybe she isn't close to his family, or they didn't like him. I don't know, Cassie. Either by him faking his disappearance. Yeah, well, that could be another. Oh man, that got so much national news. It's just. Maybe they know where he is. I don't know. Did anyone question the family? Did anyone interview the family? So many questions. I'm going to have to pick this up on a later time because I am still tired from yesterday's live. I wish I was a psychic. No, I would never the one. No, thank you. It's too much of a. That is one of the questions I asked too. Did he have life insurance? And how long in the state of Iowa do you have to be missing to be declared dead? That is actually a really good question. It's 7 or more years. So. From the SA handbook, it has to be 7 years or more. Oh, that's really weird. That would be around the boys turn 17, 18. So if they turn, so they'll be adults by that time. that means if anything, if they're adults, anything that he had, or more than likely would go to her. Or no, I mean them, than her. Because they would be, but then again, they're still married. So yeah, she says she did another live interview on her face. She has a Facebook page, and she's been updating everyone. She's got about 7,000 followers, and she's been doing live interviews. And I guess she's done another live interview on YouTube. So I guess I'm gonna have to look for it, or she'll end up posting it, and I'll definitely be making another live here about it. I was gonna cover the current events that's going on in this community and not community, but I think I will wait another time and change the title. I don't think it's inappropriate for the stream now. Who can pronounce someone and then physicians, nurses license? And definitely I'll have a part 2. I really appreciate all of who has stopped in. I'm a very small stream, and this is kind of like a first I've done in a long time. And Miss Sunny was up with me yesterday, and we were talking about other stuff. So we'll definitely have a part 2. I might actually, if she does do this, I might actually push the other one for next Wednesday after the girls is cheer. Jennifer and Miss Amber, thank you guys for stopping in. I really appreciate it. And be safe in that area. And your guys' cops are crooked. And that's my opinion. But I am going to get out of here because the kids go back. Well, they went back to school today. But I'm still tired of getting them up this morning. There's been a lot of running around. Well, I'm glad you got to make it in because it's late where you're at. You all have a really good night, and thanks for stopping in. And any of you guys are wanting to know what's going on, I'll be updating and talking about the current events on Monday. So, because unless something else happens dramatically, and I will DM you and let you know what you've missed. Well, make sure you hit for Monday's notification because it's around 3:00 my time. So I think I'll be watching. All right. Appreciate you guys. And I will talk to you guys later.